Good evening. Nine News can reveal the disappearance of 19-year-old father Scott Redman 6 months ago is now being treated as a murder investigation. Lucy Hinton is at police headquarters with the exclusive details. Lucy, what have you been told?
Well, Kate, Scott Redman's family contacted Nine News earlier today and told us the teenager's disappearance is now being treated as a homicide and a fresh search of the area where he vanished is now imminent. Now, this is a major development in the case which has baffled police for almost 6 months. Now, the father of two disappeared in April after the car he was travelling in was chased by police along the Air Highway before being dumped and then found near Kimber. The news that he may have met with foul play has been devastating for the Redman family.
All my emotions are just going all over the place. I'm angry. Well, I'm hoping that they do find him, and so that gives us some sort of closure or brings us some sort of peace.
Now, there have been a number of previous searches in the area which have so far all proven to be unsuccessful. But Scott's family has told us that this fresh search, which will be led by major crime detectives, will focus in on a new area of the Eyre Peninsula. And Kate and Brenton, we understand that that search could start as early as tomorrow and is likely to take 2 days.
Lucy, thank you. Good evening. Police have revealed to Nine News they have a suspect in the presumed murder of a young father of two who hasn't been seen since he vanished in mysterious circumstances 6 months ago. Major crime police launching a fresh search for clues in remote bushland on the Eyre Peninsula, vowing not to rest until the teenager's remains are found.
Vast and remote, it's somewhere in this thick, dense shrubbery police believe Scott Redman was murdered.
There's certainly items that we're looking for out here as well as Scott's remains, which we think might help us.
More than 30 of the state's most highly trained officers combing an area southwest of Whyalla in a fresh search for clues. They're focused on a 12 square kilometre zone near where the SUV Scott was last seen travelling in was found dumped more than 6 months ago. Jasmine McKenzie believes there is only one man who knows what really happened to her brother Scott Redman.
He was the last person to see my brother, so I guess it all leads up to what happened out there.
But now that man is missing. Police and the Corrections Department confirming 20-year-old Damien Kennedy, who was serving time on home detention over unrelated matters, breached his bail conditions almost a month ago and has been on the run since.
It's alarming, actually, that he can slip through the net.
It's very scary and it makes me very mad because I don't know what his next moves are.
Kennedy was arrested in Whyalla after he and Scott were involved in a short police pursuit along the Air Highway in April. The car they were last seen travelling in was later found dumped at Secret Rocks, a remote area between Whyalla and Kimber. Scott's disappearance was declared a major crime last month when detectives carried out an extensive 3-day search. Scott's family contacted Nine News about Kennedy's bail breach and are pleading with the 20-year-old to turn himself in.
It'd be better for him if he handed himself in.
Police say they've questioned Kennedy about what happened to Scott a number of times. They're advising the public not to approach him and are asking anyone who sees him to call 000 immediately. It's another twist in what's been almost 7 months of torment for the Redman family.
It's really unfair. It hurts every day knowing that he's gone and watching my whole family suffer. It's very hard as well.
Lucy Hinton, 9 News. Damien Kennedy is believed to be the last person who saw Scott Redman, but for a month he's been missing, something the public was only made aware of yesterday.
I am devastated with the system that it lets everyone down.
Scott's father Steve says he too was left in the dark and only found out Kennedy had cut off his home detention bracelet and dropped off the radar through social media.
Police should have notified us straight away that he's gone on the run.
Kennedy was arrested in Whyalla after he and Scott were involved in a short police pursuit in April. The car they were last seen travelling in was later found dumped near Whyalla, but despite multiple searches, there's been no trace of Scott. His disappearance was declared a major crime last month. 10 days later, Kennedy, who was on home detention for unrelated drug offences, fled. SAPOL today defending its decision not to tell the public of Kennedy's bail breach, saying it and the Corrections Department worked together to assess the risk of each case individually before deciding whether the public will be notified, something Steve believes should change.
I reckon every single case should be brought to the public's attention.
The opposition calling on the government to reassess the system.
I mean, Corey Wingard really should be keeping on top of his brief and asking very serious questions around what led to this event and also contemplating what information should be shared publicly.
The police minister says he's not told of every instance where bail has been breached because it's dealt with directly by corrections and police. He says the government is, however, looking to replace all electronic monitoring bracelets. Steve just hoping Kennedy will be caught quickly. Lucy Hinton, 9 News.